success, but the gang don't judge you on that. The gang judge you on your heart. If you got heart, we gonna embrace you and we love you. That's the only requirement.
Pray for my neighborhood, cause my neighborhood needs saving. Good die young, the Lord keep taking all the real ones from us, cause they provide for my neighborhood. We try the neighborhood ways, boys keep facing races outside, they never gonna find a job that's gonna pay. It's not in my neighborhood. America ain't been great, Trump can't make it better, there's no way. Set up for no fake news, my way, free for my neighborhood. Pray for my neighborhood.
All right, you're now tuned in to Thoroughbred Magazine, the TV. We got a special guest on the line today, UTK, you there?
Yes, sir. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How about yourself?
It's all greatness on my end, man. You know, I have zero complaints with life, with, you know what I'm saying, my wealth, my health, and everything under the sun, man. I'm doing great, brother.
Most definitely. Glad to hear that, too, brother. You know, with everything going on right now with this coronavirus, man, I just want to start it off on like that. We definitely want to send our condolences out there to, you know, the listeners and the supporters and just, you know, anybody going through the circumstances that's taking place right now in the world. We definitely want to just, you know, tell everybody just, you know, keep strong, keep pushing through, and we're going to get through it.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely going to get through it, man. We gotta think of it in a positive light, man. This is the best time for you to get everything together. Whatever that thing is that you wanted to get together, this is the time. In the house, you got all these hours. Everybody always like, oh man, I don't have enough time. It's not enough hours in the day. This is it right here. You feel me?
Most definitely. I wanted to, you know, really get into it, man. Let the, you know, audience know, and for those that don't, you know about you, you know, where you out of, and you know, what's your creativeness? What do you do?
Oh man, my name is Universe the King. You know what I mean? I like acronyms, so I just go by UTK. You know what I mean? I'm from Leimert Park. You know, that's in Los Angeles, California. It's like the Crenshaw district. You know what I mean? Man, I've been writing, rapping, producing, engineering, just being a creative mind for the past 20 years. You know what I'm saying? All independent, all, you know what I mean, on my own. I'm the guy that everybody said, oh, you can't do it on your own. You know what I mean? And I've just been thugging it out on my own, been having all my highs and all my lows. You know what I'm saying? And just living this great life, you know, and experiencing, you know, a great career, you know what I mean, for the greater part of my life, you know what I'm saying? I'll be 35 this year, you know what I mean? So it's like, for real, the greater part of my life, man. And I'm just a, you know, positive hip hop, you know what I mean, MC. I know that's a very niche category. You ain't never heard of West Coast positive hip hop, you know what I mean? So it's like a niche category that I really champion, you know what I mean? Especially coming from where I'm from, it's supposed to be, you know, so negative or so this or so that. Like, I've always came out of left field, you know what I mean? And that's kind of why I was always able to spark the interest of different people at different times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just really pushing the line.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely. I really want to, you know, really tap in on the music side. When it really came to the music, what really inspires you to really get started in the music?
Man, realistically, I didn't even want to rap. I promise you, I didn't want to rap. I was the dude. I knew every song. You know what I'm saying? I would just write down the lyrics, stay up all night, fall asleep with the radio on. You know what I'm saying? They rapping in my ears. You feel me? All night, and then I'm memorizing all the songs. You feel me? Year 2000 come around, and my best friend from first grade, he had already been rapping and things. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, bro, you in my rap group, go write a rap.
Okay, yeah.
It was like that, like put me in the corner, like, bro, go write a rap. And, you know, so I was reluctant at first, but eventually I wrote my rap. You know what I'm saying? I actually wrote a few raps, and this is like 9th grade. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Crenshaw High School, and I had a few other friends that was trying to get into rap too. I ended up in my first battle with my first 3 raps that I ever wrote. You feel me? And it was just the feeling and the vibe, you know what I mean, that I always got from spitting, you know what I'm saying, in front of people, from spitting with people, and just thinking outside of the box and just trying to be creative. Like, that was always what I felt I thrived at, and I fell in love with that. You know, I fell in love with that feeling. You know what I mean? That led on to, you know, doing battle rapping and just, you know what I'm saying, starting to really trying to create songs and different things like that. And I just, man, fell in love with the essence of it, man. Just the whole creative nature, just you know, how you can be versatile and you can, you know, cross genders and genres and different things like that. And it's just dope.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I mean, when it comes to artistically, you making music, do you feel like, you know, where you come kind of influence your music?
Yeah, man, like truthfully speaking, you know what I mean? Because I'm a lyricist, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so as soon as you hear lyricist, you think, oh, boom, bap, rap, you think, you know what I'm saying, them old breakdance beats, like, nah, like, I'm from the West Coast. So I love slappers, you know what I'm saying? I love bass lines. I love, you know what I'm saying, that funk, that G-funk. But at the same time, I got a lot of experience living in the Bay, you know what I'm saying? So the real, like, I lived in the Bay during the hyphy movement, you know what I'm saying? So that them real, you know what I mean, just stupid flat, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I like to encompass. So I like to take the lyrics and the lyricism and the words and the message and then put that with the slapper beat. You feel me? Because it's like 9 times out of 10, when somebody is kicking knowledge, quote unquote, they be like, oh, that's boring. I don't want to listen to that. You feel me? But then at the same time, when somebody got a slapping beat, they be like, I ain't listening to it anyway because they ain't saying nothing. You know what I mean? And it's just like people know that. But my lane is, you know, I'm merging the world. You feel me? If what Run DMC and what's their name, Aerosmith or whatnot, if they can, or whoever they was, the rock group, you know what I mean, they can do Walk This Way and do hip hop and rap, like, you know what I mean? Like, why can't I do smart rap with slap rap? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you know, it's a lot of artists that are doing it, but guess what? Most of them, they'll fall into the Christian rap category. You know what I mean? It's funny because a lot of times when, like, for example, when I release a single, and I send it off for distribution through like Spotify or whatnot, a lot of times they'll put me in Christian playlists. And I don't say I just say I'm straight up hip hop, whatever, but it's because of my content and my context. And I don't have any cursing, you know what I mean? It's all clean music because being a lyricist, I have zillions of words that I have access to. So it's like, why use, you know, fuck shit ass bitch? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many other words, you feel me? But, you know, I just push, man. All in all, like, I just push, man, and do it from my perspective because that's what I learned. You know, I learned from, you know, artists like, you know, Ludacris, Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes, Meth Red, you know, artists that were their own artists, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, you couldn't sound like them at the time. Like, so the era that we live in, a lot of people do sound very, very similar and they figure that's what sells, you know what I mean? But I come from the age of creating bodies of work. You see what I'm saying? Like, really painting pictures, not just doing it for the bucks. You feel me? Like, if you think about it from a greater perspective, you do it for the greatest reasons, the bucks will come. You feel me? You'll get your dollars on the back end, but it's like a lot of people are taught to go for that fast money. You feel me? And that's why I've had, you know, so much longevity because I've never aimed for getting money per se. You know what I mean? Like, I've always aimed to conduct great business, have great relationships, you know what I'm saying, connect, build, and create, you know?
Yeah. But let me ask this, even when it comes down, you know, you creating, what made you critique it to make it your unique sound? Like, what drove you to do that? Because when you're speaking about, you know, you writing and being conscious of your words, that has to come from a certain place. So, as you as a person, what is your background as far as your influence with a community like that?
Initially, like the truest answer and the quickest answer that I could give you is my mom. You know what I mean? Like my mom's always been my number one fan. You know what I'm saying? Like she raised me. You know what I'm saying? Pops wasn't around. You know what I mean? And so she got me my first, you know, karaoke machine. You know, I used to make beats on Music Generator on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
You know, you feel me? You know
I
what
know that.
You know what I mean? And
back with that one. Yeah.
She was always the one that would support me the most. You see what I'm saying? Put me in the right direction. But I used to always see her cringe. You know what I'm saying? When I wasn't like a heavy cursor, motherfucker, shit ass, but like I wasn't even like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
I've never been a bragger, boaster, braggadocio rapper like that. You know what I mean? And she couldn't even stand to listen to some of the stuff I used to record. And it just pained me, you know what I mean? It pained me to see her not proud. You feel me?
Okay.
Like my ultimate goal in life is to make my mom proud. Whatever I do, my mom gotta be proud. You feel me? And if she not, then I'm not doing something right. You know, I'm just being selfish. You feel me? And I'm definitely, you know, on the path to be the greatest person that I can possibly be. You know what I'm saying? And making my mom happy is part of that. You feel me? And so from that, I just started editing more, and then I started editing more, and then from that, you know, me taking writing courses, and you know, when I went to college and did all the college courses on writing and different things like that, I started finding different topics and different ways to break down the same topics. You know what I'm saying? Like I can rap about the same thing 5 times, but it'll be 5 different things. You see what I'm saying? And that's where my artistry comes in, you know. So I'm trying to mix that in with a beat that's a slapper, you feel me, but it's not too much of a slapper because I still need people to pay attention, you feel me, but then it's like not too wordy, you feel me, but it's just enough, you feel me. Like think about listening to a Busta Rhymes, a Twister record, a Tech 9 record, you know what I'm saying? At first listen to a Tech 9 record, you're not gonna catch everything at all. You have to go back and listen, and that's the music I like to make. I like to be complex, you know. Some people say, oh, this is too complex. Well, guess what? For every person that is too complex, it's 20 people that's like, yo, this is not complex, and I get it. Yeah. Me, so it ain't for everybody.
Most definitely. Now, even now to your artistry name, what was the background as far as that, or what made you choose to, you know, call yourself UTK, you know, University King?
So I used to go by 16 bars. That was my first alias was 16 bars, you know what I'm saying? And then you say, well, what is 16 bars? That's like the average verse, you know what I mean? In rap, you say a verse is spit of 16, you know what I mean? So it's like, boom, from the verse. So without the verse, you don't have the song. Without the song, you don't have the music. Without the music, you don't have nothing. So I was like, I'm saying I'm a needed element, you feel me? I was, you know, started reading, elevating and things like that. I got to a point where I'm like, yo, I did so much at 16 bars. I think it's time for me to reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? I was reading, I think I had read the 48 laws of power. I had read the 50th law, and I was just like, you know what, let me reinvent myself. But I was so married to that name, 16 bars, and I was like, man, but how do I evolve this name? I said, okay, 16 bars. What is that? One verse, okay. Universe. You see what I'm saying? One verse. Universe. And, you know, when you say, okay, universe, that's me, I'm like, well, you know, how do I empower myself? I was like, I want to empower myself. And I was like, well, I'm not going to say the God or nothing crazy like that. The king, you know what I mean? Of said verse, I'm the king of that. You see what I'm saying? So universe, the king.
I like that. I like the play on that for sure. And how long, you know, was the transition from 16 bars to UTK? How long ago was that, as far as you making music?
I just released my first project as UTK in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
13.
Okay, so you've been rocking around 7 years with that.
Yeah. Been doing a lot of great things, man. Been really enjoying myself. Really, you know, touching hands, shaking hands, and kissing babies with a lot of special people, man. And it's been nothing but a beautiful story, bro. For real.
Most definitely. I even want to dig a little deeper into, you know, the current single that you dropped, "Pray for My Neighborhood." Let's touch on that. What was the inspiration as far as you making that song?
Man, realistically, man, so I was connected with Nipsey. You know what I mean? Yeah. We were connected, man. Through of course being from the same neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? The Crenshaw district, you know, I'm from Leimert Park. He's basically from Leimert Park, you know what I'm saying? And it's like we ran into each other, man, literally all the time. From 2000, you know what I'm saying? He was on a different path. You know, he was in the streets, you feel me, handling his with the squad, you feel me. I went away to school, you feel me. I was doing my thing on the professional end or whatnot, still doing my music that way. Nip took off. You see what I'm saying? Nip really took off. I did my thing. I went away to the Bay, you know what I'm saying. We crossed paths a few times on some here go my mixtape, here go your mixtape. I actually ended up opening up for Nipsey at his marathon show when he did his whole tour and ended it at the House of Blues on Sunset. I actually opened up on that show. It was a random way that I opened up for that, right? Years later, I enter a contest that Craft Syndicate and Dutch Masters put on.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
I won the contest. It was about 40,000 people that entered. Won that contest to get a mentorship from Zaytoven and Nipsey. We worked on the song Hierarchy. You know what I mean? This is literally a few months before he passed.
Yeah, wow.
Literally a few months. And it was like a budding relationship that was like, you know what I'm saying? It was growing. You know, we had like minds. All of our combos was like, you know what I'm saying? Here go your roses, bro. You feel me? Like I feel good that I was able to give that man his roses while he was here. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the song Hierarchy, like that was like a tribute while he was here. It was a tribute to him and a tribute to Zaytoven. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I wrote it in that way because I wanted to show parallels. Because I say, really, I'm feeling like Zay. Really, I'm feeling like Nip. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, I'm feeling like them. And I drew parallels to their life, but I was really talking about my life. And you couldn't distinguish which one I was doing. You see what I'm saying? And it was like they get it because it was based on conversations that I had with them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was like, when I had that experience, you know, it was right off of me jumping back into the arena. I had actually retired, man. Like I had stopped. My daughter will be 3 years old on the 31st of this month. And before she was born, I was like, I'm done. You know, I was like, I'm going to just make music for TV and film. You know, it's a lot easier. It's a lot less headache. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to be in the competitive world with what's going on and everything, you know, but just over the years, it was like being a daddy was great. I love being a father, but that urge, that itch was still inside of me. So, you know, my wife, she encouraged me, get back out there. But if you're going to do it, then you got to really do it. You feel me? The first thing that I did was enter that contest, and I won the contest. You see what I'm saying? I won. They gave me a $15,000 budget. You see what I'm saying? The most money that I ever touched to put on music. You see what I mean? Like the most money ever. You feel me? In my whole career. And it was just because I went for it. The one time I said I went for it, I linked up with legends. You see what I'm saying? And it was just like, it was divine. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to, you know, sound like, make it selfish, you know what I mean? But it was like, man, it spoke to me so much when Nipsey passed. You know what I mean? I'm sure his whole family and all his record label and everybody is much closer to him, you see what I'm saying, than I am. But the connection, you see what I mean? The spiritual connection, you see what I'm saying? Like of what I went through, the journey that I experienced up until that point, and to have that happen, it was just like, man, I stopped. When Nipsey passed, I was like, you know what? What's the point?
I agree. I think, you know, it was definitely, it sent the shockwave through a lot of people because, for those that weren't really involved or really seeing the whole thing, as far as, I mean, seeing him come from where he coming from to where he got to, it was just kind of crazy to see it just taken away so quickly.
Man.
And it really, because, you know, it was like he was giving us motivation to keep pushing forward with everything, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it was like, you finally see the underdog get on top, you know what I mean? And, it definitely halted, I think, a lot of people. But just the energy and the words and just even now, just looking back on the catalog and even the videos and the interviews that he's done, he left so much gems. He dropped so much knowledge on us that it just really just gives us to keep pushing, you know what I mean? So,
no, that's real.
And I feel like even down to the song that you made, I feel that energy in that song, in that music.
Man, thank you, bro. I really wanted to tap in, man, and really, you know what I'm saying, express how I felt while expressing, you know, issues within the neighborhood, but still giving tribute to Nip the Great. You know what I'm saying? Like that as a wordsmith, as a lyricist, like that's always my goal. You feel me? Like to have message on top of message and within a message. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to the people that means something to, much love to y'all. You feel me? Because that's what I do it for. You know, for you to actually take time and be like, oh man, he said this. Oh wow, this connected with that. Oh wow, you see what I'm saying? Like I want to write stuff that goes into the history books. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't see it as like, oh yeah, I'm just another rapper. Like no, I see it as I'm a poet. I see it as I'm an artist. You know, like no different than Leonardo da Vinci. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure he said he wanted to just make great art, and that's what I plan to do, aim to do, and that's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I want to also dig on to, you know, just the mindset that you have to be to continue to keep pushing forward. What did you have to kind of set yourself as far as mindset wise to keep pushing even right now and dropping a project?
Man, realistically, it was depressing, man. Like I really went through like a serious depression for like 6 months. You know, I just couldn't quite understand. Like spiritually, you know, I have an understanding, but it was just like when you gotta live in the physical form and live here on you know what I'm saying, in this dimension or whatever you want to say, like when you gotta deal with it, like it's tough, you know, and I did actually have to make a decision like, yo, you gotta do something. But see, I was on a whole nother plan. I was releasing on a different release schedule. I scrapped it. Literally, I scrapped it. I got up to like October. Literally got to October. Got an instant spurt of crazy inspiration. I did the whole project within like a couple of weeks, 33 tracks. Written and recorded. I'm still learning them to this day because a lot of stuff was complex. I don't even remember even writing a lot of it because it was just like it was so much, like I had hit a point, like a boiling point, that it was like so much in me that needed to come out that it just flew through me. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a photographic memory, like the type of memory I have a photographic memory. So like I have to like see something a lot of times. Like I can't hear something over and over and just remember it. You know what I'm saying? Like my memory doesn't work like that. I have to see it, you know, numerous times or write something down multiple times for it to be logged in my memory. And so I'm still trying to remember those raps that I wrote. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's beautiful when I listen to the music because it puts me back in a space. You know what I mean? In that space I was when I was writing it, when I was, you know, finding my understanding, because I self-motivate. You know what I'm saying? So I can go back and listen to my own music and be like, oh man, that's some great motivation right there.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's some word right there. You feel me?
Yeah.
I don't even have to listen to it like it's me. You know what I mean? And I say that from the most humble place and the most beautiful place that I possibly can. Like, you know, I hope other people can listen to it and get inspiration the way that I can from it, you know. But if not, it was for me. It was my therapy. You know what I mean? Like, it really, that feels great to be dope too. Like, that was my way, like, of getting through everything that I had been through in the past, like, 5 years. You know what I mean? And it was just like, Nipsey Hussle's death was like the icing on the cake. You know, it was just like, push me over the edge, like,
you gotta keep going.
Gotta do something. You feel me?
Yeah. When it, you know, additionally, I know I heard you saying about writing, particularly when you come to making, you know, music, it's your style of choice as far as writing or being more of a freestyler?
Nah, I write. I'm not a freestyler in that way. You know what I mean? Because I'm more of a perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? I like to give a finished product. You know what I mean? Like, I like to give a great show. Like, if I had to compare like my artistry to something, I would say like a magician. You know what I mean? Like, the magician, you could sit there and literally watch the show, and be amazed, but you really don't know what was really going on. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, with me, like, you could come to my show, you could buy an album, whatever, but like, you really don't know how much I put into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to show you, I want to show the world one day, you know what I'm saying? But you really don't know. Like I wrote it, I recorded it, like I did the artwork, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can put my hat, like every single hat literally on my head. You see what I'm saying? Like, down to you hearing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all on my shoulders. And I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I want to be the evolution of the MC and the businessman. You see what I'm saying? Because they are one and the same. Like, Nipsey taught me that they are one and the same. You see what I'm saying? And once you understand that, it's not a competition anymore. And if it is a competition, it's a niche category, because we talking about niche marketing, we talking about niche anything. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just, you know, happy to be skating through life, you know, from this position and perspective. You feel me?
Most definitely. I also want to say this too, for anybody listening, for the audience. If there's anybody that's out there that, you know, feel like they're creative, that feel like they definitely want to push the line and do things differently, and kind of push on with their goals and dreams, what type of inspiration would you give your followers, your supporters?
Man, I would really tell them to take time to themselves and really discover themselves first. You see what I'm saying? Because when you wake up in the morning, you're not nobody else. You're yourself. You see what I'm saying? The first person you see is you. Even if you look down at your hands, if you go look in the mirror, the first person is you. You gotta love that person. You feel me? Because the way that shine works, it goes outward. You see what I'm saying? So it gotta come from within you first. And you love that beautiful thing that you have within you, it'll push itself outward. You know what I'm saying? That's what God wants us to do. You know what I mean? God wants us to believe in ourselves and love ourselves and just really be the best version of ourselves. Because once we start doing that, you don't have no worries. You see what I'm saying? Things start to manifest. All of those dreams that were in your head, you seeing them in real life. That, like, they come into fruition, like, right then and there, to where it's like beyond belief. You see what I'm saying? We need to continue to live in that belief. You see what I'm saying? Believing that it will happen. You feel me? And that's what I tell somebody that's sitting in the house right now, like, man, what I'm gonna do? Or I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or somebody that's sitting there waiting for it to happen. I'm gonna tell you this: figure out what it is. You see what I'm saying? And go after it. Because when you love yourself and you go after whatever that is, easy work. You feel me?
Most definitely. We appreciate them words. Most definitely. I want to end it off with this. If there's one thing that, you know, people probably don't know about you, maybe a hobby, something that you like to do, maybe a certain type of special food that you like, or something like that, what would that be?
Man, I'm actually I'll give you two. I'm actually a serious gamer. Any you know, PS4, soon to be PS5 people out there, I play games all the time. I'm very, very good at every game that I play.
Okay.
You feel me? Call of Duties and anything like that, any fighting games, Mortal Kombat, you know what I mean? That, like, I'm a huge fan of games and comic books. You feel me? I got all kind of comic book tattoos tatted on me and all that, because I'm just like a comic book head. And, you know, people might not know that about me. You feel me? But there it is.
All right, that's different. No, I like that, man. That's dope, man. You know, a lot of people, you know, when it comes to artists, man, they tend to, you know, keep themselves in a certain image, man, and, you know, definitely just shedding light on that. And you never know where the common ground could come as far as your supporters realizing that y'all have something in common. So that's dope, man.
Super dope, man. I'm definitely down for it, man. I definitely appreciate, you know what I'm saying, you having me on. Much love to everybody out there that's listening, man. I got love for you, just like you should have love for yourself, man. We gonna keep pushing. We gonna get through this. The pandemic ain't nothing. Coronavirus ain't nothing. COVID-19 ain't nothing. Why? We gonna get through it. We gonna beat it. We beating it up. We the bullies. Let's get it.
Most definitely. Hey, listen, let's shout you out, man. Let's, you know, definitely let them know where they can reach you at for the music. And I know you got the song, you know, Pray for My Neighborhood. Let them know where they can check that out at and everything. You know, shout out your socials, YouTube, wherever.
Yes, sir. It's Universe the King. You can find me on any social media site at Universe the King or / Universe the King. Or you can just go to my website, universetheking.com. literally you can Google search Universe the King. I'm even working on Google searching UTK. You see what I'm saying? But look, universetheking.com. You can get my album, Feels Great to Be Dope too. You can check out the new single and the new video for NH. Just go to universetheking.com and follow me on the socials at Universe the King.
And also too, I want to spotlight too. You know, I have a clothing brand as well, but I know you dropped some merch as well for the neighborhood.
Yes, sir. I got the NH merch that's also available on my website, universetheking.com. Or if you're a fan of Teespring, you can do teespring.com and just look up the FGTBD2 store.
All right, there you go. There you have it. Well, listen, we appreciate having you on, man, for sure. We definitely going to be locked in.
Yes, sir. Tap in, man. You need something from me, brother, a drop or something, I got you, my man. I'm going to do that for you. Just let me know what you need, and I'm going to do that.
Most definitely. We appreciate you. Hey, listen, it's been another episode, and many episodes to come. THOROBRED Magazine and TV. We out.
Hey.